This week it was a welcome sight. Had some tough times and was worried about us actually because of the fact that we were kind of down in the dumps a little bit. But nothing helps like a good win. And although I really didn't think we played all that great, you know, it was one of those kind of games where you got a lot of opportunities, got big plays, got I guess scores from everywhere. When that happens, I think it kind of works out for you. Questions?
Well, Coach, going on the road now with some momentum, especially with how you played and knowing you control your own fate now, this becomes a much more positive deal here than maybe it was after the loss at Bethune.
It does. The fact that we've got our own destiny in our hands now, I think gives us added incentive that way, keeps us excited, ready to play. I told our team last night that it's win or go home at this point. If at some point we should lose a game, then we start to working on playing young guys for next year. So that's kind of how it works at this point. We don't just play to be playing. And with that being the case, that's kind of my deal with them. If you don't play good, if we don't continue to play well and win, then then we move on to the next stage of our development here.
That's a powerful message. Usually, I don't know if I ever heard a coach come out and just say, "Hey, for you older guys, this is it. You want to keep playing, you better win."
Well, that's kind of how it works, and I want to make sure that I'm respectful of their time here and do what we can to, make the experience here the best possible. But at the same time, we're all about having a use, some kind of real reason for doing stuff. And without a championship sitting out there, then what's the case? So we got to go ahead and figure out how to keep in this thing.
Biggest challenge going to Delaware State. I know they have not played very well this year.
Yeah.
Could you fall into a trap when it's not a very good opponent on the road?
We always play horribly there. It's always been a tough place, and part of the deal is it's a tough trip for us. We are busing up and leave probably about midnight on Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever that is, and go about 10, 11 miles up the road to I guess maybe Wilmington, Delaware, and then from there, you kind of work over and try to play the game. It's always windy, and generally it's always cold. It's supposed to be nice on Saturday, or it's a day game. It's their homecoming, but lots of little parts of the deal that we got to really be careful about. Kenny Carter's a South Carolina boy, Citadel boy, coached my son actually, and has got ties to our defense coordinator, Tommy Restivo. Coach Jonathan Saxon, those guys were on the staff together at Louisville with Charlie Strong. All those guys know each other very well, so it'll be interesting to see those guys kind of match wits a little bit, but we need to really be prepared to play, because if not, then these guys will get after us. I'm sure this is their last hurrah.
Wait, so did you say he coached your son?
He coached my oldest boy at the Citadel back when he was down there. I guess maybe
your son isn't still in communication with him, is he?
No, well, I might ought to better check him. Well, actually, Bud's in Clemson, so he's not here, and he's not around here at all, so he wouldn't know what the heck we're doing. He's a compliance guy, so those rules police guys don't necessarily know what's going on in the game of football anyway. At least that's the story that we have here.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. How about just the way the team played on Saturday? I mean, you had the defense, the special team showed up, everybody showed up and really did their part.
Yeah, I thought our defense played well. Our defense has continuously played well. The consistency there, is something that we need to continue to keep going. The best part about it is that not only did we stop them, but we scored points. And anytime your defense is doing that, then you got something going. Technically, our offense gave up more points than our defense gave up. So we got a real big deal there. But at the same time, it is good to see those guys playing well. And we didn't play some of our guys quite as much as we might have ordinarily. Darius Leonard, I think, only played he played less than 10 snaps. The little play that he made was probably about the last one that he played during the game. And he's been a little bit banged up, so we want to try to see if we could get him well. We got 2 or 3 guys that we still got on both sides of the ball that we like to try to limit some. Dondre Brown didn't play much. Moody didn't play much. Didn't pull a little bit of a hamstring. So hopefully we can get all those guys back. But what we really need to do is get through this game as best possible, as healthy as possible. Because if we can win the football game, then we really do have a stretch run from that point on.
Yeah, talk about, you got some consistency now in the schedule. I was actually talking to Tony last night. it was rather remarkable the type of stretch you guys had to start this season and how almost unfair it was at times with the quick turnarounds and the way the schedule was designed. Do you feel now you at least have a fair shot to finish up in a normal, routine way?
You're right. Let's hope that we can get our guys on a routine now where you can get some normalcy and some consistency that way. To have the usual Sunday afternoon deal, to have our Monday off, is really good. I think to kind of get yourself kind of rested and in a frame of mind where you're ready to go for the rest of the week. So I think we are good now for the rest of the year that way. Let's just hope that we can stay healthy, because that's the only thing now that's in the formula that could really throw you off your tracks.
What does a convincing win like Saturday do for the psyche after the offense especially struggled so bad against Furman and then Bethune? I mean, what does a win like Saturday do?
Well, I think it does, wonders for, for just your own egos and what have you. You don't know sometimes if you can get it done, going the way we were going. And although we had our moments in both games where we moved the football around pretty well, we couldn't seem to get it in the end zone. And, if that be the case, then, then we got an old bugaboo sticking out there. So I think we got that solved some. We still got to keep working at it, though. We got a lot of work to do, and this team's, young in a lot of spots. All of our wide receivers are, freshmen or redshirt freshmen. We got Taquan West is playing some, but the guys who get in the bulk of the plays, the Caldwells and the Mooders and the Jamesons, all those guys are freshmen. And, sometimes when you got a freshman out there, you don't have a clue where they're at. They're supposed to be someplace, and they're a little bit late, they're a little bit early, they're a little bit wrong. You put all that stuff in there. You gotta have some patience, I think, with those guys. But at the same time, we do need this offense to come on, and what would help is if our offensive line would get to really going and pushing some people around, so we wouldn't have to put so much pressure on the throw game. But it's one of those deals now where when teams know you're struggling a little bit, throwing around a little bit, they just load the box and force you to throw it, which really makes it tough. But I think we figured some things out, and I think we'll be okay in the long run.
How do you fix sort of the passing game on the fly? It's almost, aren't you who you are at this point in the season?
Well, I think you most probably are, but there's no stopping and improving. I think you continuously move in a direction where you get a little bit better at things, and you get a little bit better understanding of the nuances of stuff. So, I think we can continue to be able to work at some things. Our quarterbacks now, kind of figured out a little bit. We know we're gonna play York. We know we're gonna play LA, Colic in certain situations, and I think we kind of know their roles that way now. So with that being the case, we can continue to kind of build, on those things that they do well, and practice those things in a way that I think they get a chance to be a little bit more understanding of what they're supposed to be doing.
You just sit in your office and just wonder, like, wow, I have a great defense. I've been playing pretty much. You remove the Coastal game and played really well all season long. You say, if I can just get enough offense, we can really run the table here.
Well, that's kind of your way of thinking at this point. We think we're good enough on defense, and sometimes, it's kind of strange in the fact that, when we do really good on offense, then sometimes our defense kind of leaks a little bit. But now, ordinarily, we can pretty much depend on our defense to never take a day off. And, offensively, we always, out there a little bit somewhere in space. We need to figure out how to make that happen, in a way that we know exactly what we're doing and how we're supposed to be doing it and what we can do offensively at the same time. We need to continue to play that we've been playing on defense.
You mentioned looking for what guys can do and looking at the young guys, especially the receivers. Jameson stepped up big, had a lot of catches, had a big run back on a punt return.
He has some things that you can really, look at and say, wow, he can do those kind of things. And then there's a moment or two there where you wonder, what in the heck is he doing? Even on the long punt return, first of all, I'm not so sure he didn't step out of bounds. We looked at it a long time in our team meeting the other night, the guys on the team SWAT, that he might have put his foot on the line or whatever, but he should have caught the ball technically in the air. Now, the ball kind of gets by him and that kind of stuff, and then he runs back and picks the guy out-punted his coverage a little bit. And so he gets it, and the next thing you know, he's down the sideline and back across the field. Kind of reminds you of the play that Hamilton made 2 years ago against, a year ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago now against Bethune. But, he has got some ability. He can run them now. And You know, hopefully we can keep him going in a direction where he continues to improve, because I think he could be special.
So that shows you some of the freshmen, redshirt freshmen, can really step up this late in the season, or this part of the season.
We're playing redshirt freshmen and freshmen all over the place. You know, well, I mean, let's look at the fact that, you know, that we're playing Caleb the way we are. And, you know, that's an unbelievable situation here, you know, at this stage of the year already. And then, you know, we got some guys on defense, redshirt freshmen and freshmen, those guys are playing pretty good. Brian Wilson from, you know, Burke County is a freshman that started to play a good little bit. And Baxley is playing at wide receiver, some 221, starting to play. He's a redshirt freshman. So we got guys all over the place, I think, that are young guys that you can, you know, see kind of getting themselves in the mix a little bit. And if they do it this early in their career, that means they're generally going to be pretty good.